Sam.
Oh, that's nice. You remember my name at last.
I'm only doing this for Angela's sake. She went down on her bended knees. How could I refuse? It involves a colossal sacrifice on my part. I'm faced with the prospect of pulling up all my roots in Cheltenham and saying goodbye to a town that's known me for 20 years.
Well, I'm sure they'll get used to it. They're probably having a whip round for your train fare. Now, come on, Daphne, let's face it. The gloves are off, aren't they? Hey, you've been needling me since the station. I tried to be nice to you. I don't reckon you know what nice is, even if you tripped over it. Probably one of them four-letter words they don't use in Cheltenham.
Are you going to move out of this flat or not?
I am going to see Angie. Oh, why'd you spoil things? There's a medical term, you know, for you showing up. Do you know that? It's called postnatal depression. Yeah, well, I've been having a bit of a think on the way over here. I thought the last thing you need at a time like this is any aggravation, so I've decided to go quietly.
I'd only known you were there, Sam, but I didn't. So when Mummy started begging me to let her have the basement as a granny flat...
Wait a minute. She said you begged her.
She said that?
Yeah, amongst other things.
Well, it's just not true. I admit I was grateful when she offered to help out with the baby, but she does have an additional motive for wanting the basement. You see, she's very lonely in Cheltenham, Sam. Very lonely. All her friends seem to have moved away. And before you say I'm not surprised, just you remember she is my mum. I don't want her to be lonely.
Yeah, she doesn't help herself, though, does she, eh? I mean, I really tried to be pally with her. No offence, Angie, but I would have got a warm reception from a chieftain tank.
She's very inhibited, Sam. She's always been a very tense sort of person. It's as though she's afraid to let her hair down in case it breaks. She's always found having fun difficult, and she disapproves of me because I've always found it easy.
I better leave.
Might be best.
Well, he's definitely got my chin.
Yes, well, let's hope he hasn't got your cheek.
Sorry about the mix-up, Mummy.
Oh, these things happen, though they're usually restricted to one's nightmares. I trust you sent him home to pack?
How can I? How can I? It's an impossible situation, Mummy. I can't tell Sam to leave any more than Nick can tell you to leave.
Well, I'm very sorry. But a granny flat I was promised, and a granny flat I shall have.
Then you'll just have to share the basement with Sam.
I don't want to sound churlish or ungrateful, but one did expect more from one's daughter than an invitation to shack up with her father-in-law.
Well, it's the only offer going.
Don't be ridiculous.
I mean it.
Do you really expect me to up sticks from Cheltenham and move in with that unemployed squatter?
Of course, if you'd prefer to stay in Cheltenham. But there's no reason why it shouldn't be a perfectly civilised arrangement. It could be fun, Mummy.
Angela, dear, no one could call me a snob. So absolutely no question of any prejudice on my part just because he's an ageing oik. But I would be grateful if you delve into that confused brain of yours and name me one single thing we have in common.
Him. And, of course, the other big thing you and Sam have in common is that he isn't going to be too thrilled about this idea either.
I'll do my best to be there, Angie, but the small print in my contract gives them the option.
An extra 4 days. But I'm being discharged in 4 days, Nick.
It's been a monsoon ever since I've arrived. It's unbelievable. I tell you, any part of this district that isn't a lake soon will be. The brochure people, they haven't let me take a single photo yet. Keep insisting that pictures of their caravan under 3 foot of water won't pull in the customers. Look, I've told them you've just had a baby, Angie.
What did they say?
Congratulations, let's hope we don't have to sue the father. If I don't get there on time, you'll have to arrange some transport for yourself.
I'll ask Mummy.
When's she planning to move in?
Couple of weeks, maybe. She's there most days, though, getting a room organised.
How are they getting on together?
Well, all things considered. I'd say they're getting on really badly.
Still upset, are we? Surely you must have known that when it came to the question of transport home for the baby, I was the only possible choice. I've decided to splash out a bit.
Yeah, well, that must be the piranha in you.
Nothing but the best for my grandson. I've laid on a chauffeur-driven limousine. I trust you approve.
Oh, I'm sure you'd be safe enough in a limousine. Better than riding pillion on your broomstick, eh?
Oh, we are bitter, aren't we? Perhaps you think he'd like a ride home in your car. Why don't you park it next to the limousine? Then he could take his choice.
Hello. Can I speak to Big Red Calhoun, please? Big Red... Oh, no, wait a minute. You probably know him better as, Eric Slocum. Like you said, Daphne, we'll let my grandson make his own choice, eh? Probably best if I give your chauffeur a couple of sugar lumps and tell him to push off.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thank God you made it in time, Nick. I'm not sure I could have handled this on my own. I'll see you in a moment, Mummy. Oh, Sam, it's a lovely thought. It's a lovely, lovely thought, but you see, the thing is...
Well, it's got to be kept warm, Dad. I mean, it's a bit drafty, isn't it? If it had windows, we'd be in business, but... Nice idea, though. Thanks. We'll meet up at home, all right?
What's up?
Now, Dad, now I'm heartbroken. My mother-in-law's just ruined her best pair of shoes.
How'd you manage that?
Let's just say she holds you and the horse equally responsible.